This is ABC.
I don't mind talking about my sex life, but I don't want to discuss my parents' sex life.
My husband has 2 offices, one downtown and one in our bathroom.
I guess I'm the sourpuss of the family. Take after my father.
After hearing those answers, I'm gonna fire the whole family.
It's Everything's Relative. And here's the star of our show, Jim Peck.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and welcome to Everything's Relative. We try to find out how well kids know parents, how well parents know kids, members of the family knowing each other. And all of our family members have been isolated until this very moment. So, Mike Darrow, let's please bring them together.
Jim, from White Plains, New York, we'd like you to meet a doctor, his wife of 22 years, and their 2 high school teenagers. Here are the Moranos.
Tony, nice to see you. Good luck today. Mary, nice to have you with us. Tom, back. Kathy, nice to see you. You would like to meet the family you are going to be playing against. We would like to meet them. Mike, please, let's bring our challengers together, please.
From Scarsdale, New York, meet the vice president of a national magazine, his wife, a market researcher, and their 2 teenage sons. Jim, meet the Phillips.
Peter, good luck. Good luck. Nancy, nice to have you with us. Bob, nice to meet you. Rippy, welcome to the show. You've got some tough champions to go up against. They did very well in our last show. Let's see how you do against them. We're going to begin with our challenging family. And, of course, while Dad was isolated, we asked him a question. He has already declared his answer. We want to see if you can predict what he said. Here's the question we asked him. In which of these is the generation gap between you and the teenagers the most obvious? Now, did Dad answer A, in clothing, B, in music, C, in sex attitudes, or D, in TV shows? Talking about the generation gap, you've got to tell us how your dad, how your husband answered. Okay, all 3 players are in. Of course, we have Peter's locked in from earlier. Nancy, I'm going to begin with you.
I'm married to him almost 20 years. Have you ever been riding with him in a car and I try to have my country and Western music on when he has his classical music on, you would know what that would be. Obviously, it would have to be B, music.
B, music for Mom. Okay, let's move down the line. Robert, what about you? Where do you feel that generation gap? Or more importantly, where do you think your dad feels the generation gap?
Dad and I agree on all of them. Clothing, sex attitudes, and TV shows. Music, we are in complete opposite of the ends. I listen to rock and he listens to classical.
B, for music for Robert. Okay, we got 2 out of 3. Rippy, what about you?
Well, my father doesn't like our dungarees, and he doesn't like sex attitudes, but I have to say he hates our music most.
B, music. Okay, as you know it, 1 agreement is worth 25 points, 2 agreements, 50 points, 3 agreements worth 100 points. That's what you're going for. Peter, if you chose B, you got 100 points for your team. That's important because the team with the most points at the end of play will go on for that bonus round worth $5,000 in cash. So for 100 points, Peter, where is the generation gap?
We know each other well. We all agree it's B.
B for music and 100 points for the Phillips. Can't do any better than that. Perfect score right off the bat. Let's come over to the Morano family. We asked Dad while he was in isolation the following question. Let's see if you know him as well as your opponents know their father. How would you say your teenagers get along with each other? That was the question. Now, did Dad say A, they get along just great, B, just okay, C, not so great, or D, forget it? Mary, Tom, and Kathy, lock in your answer, please. We already have Dad's in from earlier. Mary's in, Tom, and Mary. Okay, we've got it all set up. Mary, I'm going to start with you. How long have you been married, first of all?
We've been married 22 years.
22 years. So you know this guy.
I know him very well.
Inside and out. You've got his answer pegged right away. How did he say the kids get along?
I think we're just talking about the teenagers.
Yep.
I would guess he said A, great, because they really do get along very well.
A, great for Mom. Tom?
Well, those just okay, not so great, forget it. How could you say that about
A sister and brother. It's got to be great.
A for great. Terrific togetherness in this family. Sure. Kathy, undoubtedly feel the same way, but I'll ask you anyway.
Well, we do have our little spats.
When you do, what do you have a spat about?
You know, hot water, stuff like that. So I'd have to say we get along great. We do.
A for
So I
great.
say A.
Once again, a chance for 100 points, Tony, if you chose great. If, however, you're relating to a different family and said anything else, no points will come over to your side. How do the kids get along?
They've had their good moments and their bad moments over the years, but over the years, they've learned to talk things over. They've learned to have respect for each other, and that's all you can ask in any relationship, and I said great.
A for great. From Dad, we got 100 points for the Moranos, 100 points for the Phillips. When we come back after these messages, our points will double. So don't go away. We'll be right back with that next round. Welcome back to Everything's Relative. This round, points are worth 1 agreement, 50, 2 agreements, 100, 3 agreements, 200 points. We've got a tie score, 100 for the Phillips, 100 for the Moranos, and I've got the next question. Nancy is up. In isolation, we asked her this question. Which of the 4 of you has the best sense of humor? Now, Mom has already recorded her answer. Peter, Robert, and Rippy, it's up to you to predict how she would have answered that question. Did she say A, Dad, B, herself, Mom, C, Robert, or D, Rippy, as the best sense of humor? Lock in your answer. Rippy's in, Robert's in, and Peter has made a selection. Robert, I'm going to start with you on this one. How do you think your mom answered that question? Best sense of humor in the family?
I think Mom didn't answer it A or B because Mom and Dad are a little on the old side. And I think it's between Rippy and I.
What a nice thing to hear about yourselves. Yes.
But I think Mom picked me. C.
C, Robert is the best sense of humor. Wouldn't have known it from that answer, Robert. Rippy, what about you?
Well, my mom's not conceited, so she didn't say B. And,
even though she has a fabulous sense of humor, undoubtedly.
Even that she does,
Certainly.
yes, true. And I'm my mother's favorite, so I said D.
D for yourself. Uh-huh. Okay, I'm always loved you best. We got a C for Robert, a D for Rippy. Peter?
We got a problem on this one. I think Mom said I think Mom voted for herself.
That she had the best sense of humor.
Mom's got a good sense of humor. Mom fools around a lot at home. And
so you said B for
B.
Mom. Well, you almost can't lose here, Nancy, unless you pick stodgy old Peter. You've got...
Right.
Any one of those is going to be worth 50 points. Can't get up at more points than that, but it's up to you. Now, who really has the best sense of humor in your family?
Rippy said himself, because basically he is my favorite son. But however, if you have ever seen him at 6 o'clock at night standing on the table hollering food, 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 you would sure know who it was. So I would have to say D for Rippy.
D for Rippy, that's worth 50 points. That's worth 150 points. Robert, I'm sorry to hear about that, Robert. Just... Back to the orphanage in the morning. Let's come over to the Moranos. In isolation, we asked Mary, in your home, which of the 4 of you is the stingiest? Now, did Mom say A, Dad, B, herself, Mom, C, Tom, or D, Kathy? Who is the stingiest, according to Mary? Lock in your answers, please. Of course, Mary's is already locked in. Okay, we've got Kathy, Tony, and Tom. Everybody's in. And, Tom, I'm going to start with you. Stingiest member in the family.
That's a terrible question to ask.
Well, let's throw it out, then.
Okay. Well, being that it's such a terrible question to ask, I'm going to have to say myself.
You are the stingiest.
I'm the stingiest, for
Okay,
sure.
Tom picks C for himself. Kathy, stingiest, according to Mom.
Well, my mother and father, not at all. Tommy, sometimes. I'd have to say myself.
You
D,
go for D
yes.
yourself. Interesting. Everybody thinks he's stingy in this family. Tony, what about you?
Well, I have to go along with Tom. He's pretty tight with the penny, and he doesn't part with it too easily. I picked Tommy.
You went C for Tommy. Okay, chance to move out in the lead a little bit. This would be worth 100 points. Mary, if you chose Tom, if you chose Kathy, it's worth 50. If you chose yourself or your husband, no points represented, no points go up on your side. Who is the real stingy one in your family, Mary?
Well, immediately I eliminated myself. That was for sure. I knew no one would say me because I don't know a pound of butter from a quart of milk or anything. But in my own mind, there was only one answer. And when a sister sends a brother's picture into a magazine which wins a contest, and he won't spend the $1.25 to buy it, to see it, he has to be the stingiest person that they ever.
You won. See, 50 points. We remain 100 points. We take the lead at 200. You won a contest and you didn't even buy the magazine?
I didn't buy the magazine.
That gives Stingy a whole new dimension.
That's
Tom. We'll be right back. We have our champions. The Moranos are up by 50 points, but we double the points once again in this next round, so there's still plenty of time to catch up or to pad the lead. We'll be back with our final question right after this message. Stay with us. And welcome back to Everything's Relative. Our returning champions, the Moranos, are up with 200 points to 150 points for the challenging Phillips. And we have a question for Rippy. We asked him in isolation earlier. Here was the question. Which of the following do you think you would find the most difficult to discuss frankly with your parents? Okay, now, did Rippy say A, you would find it difficult to talk about politics, B, about religion, or C, about drugs? Not an easy question, but parents know kids, and not everything is easy for children to talk about with their parents. Nancy is in. Peter's giving this a lot of thought. Robert, need an answer from me? Okay, Dad's in. Robert's in. Of course, we have Rippy's from earlier. And I'm going to come up to Dad on this one and ask you first. Peter, which one of those do you think your young son would have the most difficulty talking over with you and Nancy?
You're right, it is a tough one.
Yes, it is.
But we've talked about politics, and we've talked about drugs. Religion is something we probably haven't talked about enough, and maybe that's the reason. So I said religion.
You said religion. B. Let's see how it works out. Nancy?
Well, I know Rippy pretty well. We are obviously all of the same religion. Rippy and I are not too well versed on politics, and I think it would have to be drugs.
So you said D, C for drugs. Okay, a split here. Remember, in this round, each agreement is worth 100 to 200. 3 agreements, 400 points. Robert, how do you think your brother would react to that question? It isn't an easy one. What one would he have difficulty talking over the folks?
Well, we talk about politics and religion, but we never talk about religion because it's never been a problem in our family, so I'd have to go with C.
With C for drugs. Okay, we got a possible 200 points if you chose C, Rippy. If you chose B, it's 100 points. Anything else not represented, no points go up on the board. Okay, you're on the spot, my friend. What one do you have trouble talking about?
It was a very hard decision. Politics and religion we talk about. But last year, my parents had a surprise party for me, and one of my friends just went to sleep on a table. So I had to say C.
C for drugs. That's 2 agreements. That's 200 points. Brings up to 350 points. On a tough one, you handled it well. Young man, you handled it very well indeed. We asked Kathy this question. The Moranos are 150 points behind right now. Remember, 100 for 1 agreement, 200 for 2, 400 for 3 agreements. This is the question we asked Kathy in isolation. How do you feel about a couple living together before marriage? Kathy has already put in her answer. Did she say, A, I approve, B, it's okay for others, C, I disapprove, don't like it? Okay, contemporary question, something that we face more and more as time goes on. Tom, Mary, and Tony, how do you think your sister and daughter answered that? Please lock in your answers. Did she say she approves of it, that it's okay for others, but not particularly for herself, or that she disapproves of living together before marriage? Okay, Tom is in. Tony's in. Mary's giving us a long...
This is what Kathy thinks.
This is what Kathy thinks, yes. Ask her the question. It's her values. Go ahead, Mary. You've had those conversations. Okay, she took it. I'm not sure you're crazy about your answer, but Tony, I'm going to start out with you. What do you think your daughter feels about couples living together before marriage.
I think basically Kathy does not approve. However, she's not one to impose her will or decisions on other people, and I'd say that she would say B, that it's okay for others, but not for herself.
Okay, you say B. Mary, I'm going to hold off on you for a minute because you gave this a great deal of thought, and I want to spend some time talking to you about it. Tom?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with my father on that because I've got a lot of friends who have gotten married at an early age, and the marriages have dissolved since. And I would really approve myself of living with a girl before I got married. My sister, like my father said, she won't project anything on any other people, so she probably said it's okay for others.
But not so much for herself, so you said B also. Oh, all right. 2 agreements. Now, Mom, you gave this a long, hard think. You've had talks with Kathy.
Kathy and I communicate a lot.
Yeah, I can see that.
And we're a very verbal family, and I guess sometimes when we talk even too much, more than the average family, I think I got my feelings into this a little bit too much, and I'm hoping Kathy thought about this, but I said C. I thought she was going to disapprove.
See that she disapproved. All right. If Kathy disapproved, it is worth 100 points. If she said it's okay for others, but I'm not interested, it is 200 points. That would give you the victory. Anything else? We have new champions. Kathy, what was your decision?
Well, obviously we need to talk about this a little. Because I said A, approve.
You said A, she approves of it. No points. The Phillips are our new champions. Congratulations to the Phillips. Hang on just a moment. We would like to thank the Marano's sensational game, difficult question, and I hope all of you get to know each other on the way home. Our thanks for being here. We turn that into money. We've got lovely gifts for you. Our thanks for proving that everything's relative. Thank you. The Phillips family, we have chosen a family prize that we think you are going to love. We're going to give that to you right now, and then I'll tell you about the rest of the game. First, Mike Darrow, tell the Phillips what they have won.
For the Phillips, it's a complete home video center. Preserve those important family events with a great new Sony Betamax videotape recorder, then play it back on this fabulous widescreen television set. Great family fun from Everything's Relative.
Congratulations, Peter. Family. Now, that's only part of it. We are going to stop for a brief message, come back, and you are going to get an opportunity to win $5,000 in cash on top of what's everything is in there. We'll be right back after this word. Don't go away. Phillips family are brand new champions. You played the game very, very well. Now let's see if we can add $5,000 to that family savings account. I'll tell you how we will do it. We're going to begin with a family challenge worth $500. I'll ask a question that requires just one correct answer. Remember, each member of the family may give me only one answer. If you're not sure, you may pass, and if there's time, we'll come back to you. Once you give me an answer, you're through for the question. Okay, we'll put 15 seconds up on the clock, please. And Peter, I'm going to start with you. Here's the question. If you don't know it, pass, or if you give me a wrong answer, we'll just continue right on down the line. We need one correct answer for $500. The Muppets provide great family entertainment. For $500, I want you to name the creator of the Muppets, starting now. Peter?
Pass.
Pass. Pass.
Pass.
Robert?
Jim Henson.
You've got it for $500. All the way down the line.
Master George, television.
Why it's my favorite song.
I can understand that now. He just made $500 for the family.
Right,
The next question is worth
I communicate well with those people.
$1,000. Again, you can pass, and I will come back to you. This time we will have 20 seconds up on the clock, please. Worth $1,000. This time I need two correct answers. Nancy, I'm going to begin with you on this question. For 2 parts, here it is. I want you to name the 2 most populated cities in the world. I'll tell you that Mexico City is the 3rd. Please give me the top 2. You've got 20 seconds, starting now.
New York City.
New York City is 1.
Los Angeles.
No, I'm sorry.
Pass.
Tokyo.
Yeah!
Smoke that stuff right there, buddy.
Now he's my favorite
Mexico,
husband.
yes, Mexico is the third, Shanghai the fourth, London, incidentally, is the fifth. Next question is worth $2,500. Let's see if we can bring the Phillips up from 1,000 to 2,500. This time I need 3 correct answers. And Robert, I'm going to begin with you on this one. Good luck to all of you. Name 3 of the United States that begin with the letter W. We have got 25 seconds on the board. Careful, audience. Starting now. Okay, let me repeat the question. Careful, audience. Name 3 of the United States that begin with the letter W. 3 of the states in the Union that begin with the letter W. Okay, 25 seconds. Go, Robert.
Wisconsin.
That's 1.
Washington.
It's 2.
Wyoming.
Is 3. $2,500. There's only one other one, incidentally, which is West Virginia.
Oh, God. Didn't know that one.
You've got $2,500. This is the $5,000 question. Rippy, I will begin with you.
Oh, no.
We need 4 correct answers. You'll have 30 seconds on the clock. Once again, if you're not sure, pass, because once you give me an answer, I've got to take it. If it's incorrect, the game stops right there. Are you ready?
Ready.
Good luck. Name the 4 presidents of the United States immediately preceding Jimmy Carter. The last 4 presidents of the United States. I will accept last names. You don't have to give me the first. You've got 30 seconds. Careful, audience. Rippy, begin.
Charles Ford.
That's 1. Peter?
Nixon.
Is one another.
Truman?
I'm sorry. No, Truman goes way back.
Mommy.
Lyndon Johnson and John Kennedy were the other 4. But you needed 4 correct answers. Hey, you got $2,500 plus the home video center. Congratulations. You did very well. Nice playing. Robert, nice playing. You Rippy. Terrific.
I should have
More importantly, our family will be back here on our next show to face new challengers. They defeat them, they'll be right back up, going for more prizes, more money, and helping us prove that everything's relative. See you next time. I'm Jim Peck. Bye-bye.
Everything's Relative is a Nichols and Muir production.